Hi, welcome to another episode of Travel Talk. We are going to be talking about the Magical Memory Planner's origin story and a few FAQs that we get all the time.
Welcome to Travel Talk, where our expert magical memory planners discuss ways you can have fun, memorable, stress-free family vacations.
Hi, welcome to Travel Talk. So, this episode is airing in January. It's the start of the new year. It is 2026. And so, I thought it was a perfect time after 70 something episodes of Travel Talk that we talk a little bit about magical memory planners. Tell you a little bit about our origin story, where we started, how we got here, and then a little bit about our agency. And I want to address some of those frequently asked questions that we get a lot. So that is what we're going to do on this episode. We're going to talk about us. So, a little bit of a backstory about me. I'm Allison Sandberg. I'm the owner of Magical Memory Planners, and I've been traveling since I was very, very little. My first trips were actually while my mom was still pregnant with me, and I started going to Disney on vacation when I was just 7 months old. Went every year growing up and traveled to kind of all the places that we could at the time. We had a camper, we drove around and camped, we stayed at Fort Wilderness a lot. And back in when my parents were celebrating their 25th anniversary, what better thing to do than to try this brand new thing, which was called the Big Red Boat, which was the original start before they opened their own, Disney opened their own cruise line, Disney Cruise Line. They partnered with Premier Cruise Lines and had the Big Red Boat. And so that's what we did. We spent a couple of days on that going to Nassau and their private island. And then we went to Disney. We did a land and sea, and we did the rest of our time at Disney. So this has been in my blood since I've been born and love to travel. I've traveled my whole life. And that's kind of how Magical Memory Planners came to be out of that love of travel that I've had my whole life. So, a little bit more about my background. So, I have three kids at the time. At this time, they are 16, 18, and 20. They've traveled their whole lives too. Every time I got pregnant, I was like, the first thing I did is I started planning my Disney vacation for after they were born. So they took their first trips to Disney in September because that's when we went every year at the time. And so, based on when they were born, they were either 6 months or 3 months or 4 months on their first trips to Disney. And they've gone and traveled pretty much their whole lives since then. I took them on cruises when they were under one. And everywhere we could go, we traveled with them. And they've become quite the travelers. So we went on a family trip to Mexico as they were a little bit older. We took them snorkeling in the Virgin Islands. Lots and lots of cruises over the years. Now that they're older, we did some bigger trips. We've taken them to Alaska. We did that a couple years ago to celebrate 18-year-old birthdays, 16-year-old birthdays, and graduation. And then we had another round of 16, 18-year-old birthdays and graduation as everybody kind of leveled up a little bit. And so this year we took them to Greece and Italy on a Mediterranean cruise. And so it's just been a wild ride. Having the kids, having them travel, teaching them the world, and something that I think every family should have the opportunity to take their kids out of their comfort zone, whether that's to Orlando, whether that's on a cruise, whether that's to Europe or Alaska, to see something different really changes you, really is part of that educational process. So love that with my kids over the years that we've gotten to do. And if you're following along on our video, you're going to see even more pictures of them. So at their current ages. And then the other thing that's kind of evolved over the years, the family trip was a core piece for us. And now that my kids are a little bit older, my husband and I get to travel alone together. Usually once a year, we get to do a trip, just the two of us, which I also highly recommend no matter what stage or phase you're in, take some time, whether it's a bed and breakfast for the weekend, whether it's a week in France, and everything in between. Spend some time with your spouse. It's the best gift you can give your kids. There's a little free side advice for you is to spend time with your spouse and enjoy that relationship as well, because the kids are going to grow and it's going to be just the two of you again. So we went to France, we went to St. Lucia. We kind of spend some time every year, just the two of us, which is really fun. So, a little bit about the journey of Magical Memory Planner. So, we opened in 2012 with one travel advisor, that was me, selling basically just Disney vacations. And that was kind of where we started. And now in 2026, we have over 50 agents and we are selling the world. So it's just really exciting. So the question we get asked all the time is, what does Magical Memory Planners do? And so we put together those family vacations and those couples vacations, the honeymoons. We put together your trip from start to finish so that all the details are taken care of. So we make sure the flights work with the hotel, work with the connections. Do you need a car? Do you need a transfer? We can kind of pull all those pieces together. Maybe you need a stroller rental while you're in destination or a wheelchair or scooter. These are all the pieces. Maybe there needs to be notifications about food allergies. Maybe there needs to be notifications about other disabilities that need to be addressed. So, working with a planner, and what we do is we put together those family vacations and help to put all those pieces together. What we don't do generally is maybe a flight to go visit family, or maybe you're going on a camping trip. Maybe you're doing something, maybe you're doing a road trip somewhere. Maybe you're going to road trip through the national parks. Those type of trips we typically don't do. Maybe we can give you some advice or some pieces of information, but we generally do packages that include hotels. Sometimes they include flights, sometimes they don't, but it's more of those resort vacations. It's a cruise, it's an all-inclusive, it's a theme park, and we kind of put all those pieces together for you. So those are basically what we do. So another question we get asked all the time is, can I work with a travel planner that doesn't live near me? I said that we have over almost 50 advisors and we're in 16 different states. So there might be an advisor that lives near where you are, but everything we do can be done remotely. So we can do Zoom calls, we can do phone calls, we can do email. We send a lot of e-docs and we can send you anything you need physically through the mail. So you don't have to work with a planner that is within driving distance for a sit-down meeting. We can work with you kind of no matter where you are. So that's great. I'm actually working with a family right now that's doing a cruise, a multi-gen family, and one of the dads is deployed, and so we're able to communicate via email and get them the stuff that they need. So we really can work with you no matter where you are. So that's not a problem. Another question we get is, what type of trips do you book? So we book a lot of different types of trips. So I usually will say we specialize in the family vacation because that's like the most common thing that we do. But we really do a lot of different things. And so I just want to take a minute to highlight because maybe you're not thinking one of these. So, yes, we do families. We do a lot of multi-gen and skip-gen. So that's skip-gen is when the grandparents take the grandkids and leave the parents home, or maybe the parents go someplace else. Multi-gen is when you have like the grandparents, the parents, and the grandkids all traveling together. That's a sweet spot for us. We can really help pull all those pieces together. Sometimes the grandparents want to pay for a trip, but they can't organize it or they're not really sure. It's hard to coordinate all the people. And so it's really helpful to have someone like us pull all those pieces together, help with the accommodations when you need more than one room. Can we get them in a row? Can we get them connected? What are our options for maybe a multi-bedroom accommodation kind of a thing? So multi-gen, skip-gen is something really great that we can help you with. Milestone birthday groups are super popular. 40th birthday, 50th birthday. Maybe you're going with couples. Maybe you're just going with a group of friends. We can help pull off those types of trips. Again, coordinating all those people together can be a lot of work and something maybe you don't really want to do, but you want to have the trip. You want all the people to come. So, a great reason and a type of trip that we do are those milestone birthday groups. Fundraisers are great. If that's something you're looking to talk about, we can talk about that. We do cruises, cruise tours, which not everybody knows what a cruise tour is, but it's when you have a land and a sea component to a cruise. Mostly they happen in Alaska, where you'll do a cruise that's one way, maybe leaving from Seattle or Vancouver and heading up to like Whittier or trying to think of one of the other cities, but might go up to like Whittier, Anchorage area. And then from there, you do a land piece for another 2, 3, 4 days, go into further into Alaska to Denali, maybe out to the Yukon. So that cruise tour option can be really fun, but again, maybe a little overwhelming to plan by yourself because you're not sure of all these and what's included and what does it all mean and what's the best way to do it. Theme parks, another sweet spot for us. We love the Orlando theme parks. We love Disney. We love Universal. We love Disneyland in California, Universal Hollywood. There's a new theme park coming to Texas. If you're not aware, Universal Kids Park is coming to Texas. So that is going to be super exciting. That's opening in 2026. So we're excited to learn more about that and help people through that process of that new area. We also do guided group tours. So a lot of that, Adventures by Disney is a great one. Taup Tours is a great one where you're traveling as part of a group. And this is a great way to plug in, especially when they're handling luggage and the pieces. If you want to travel through Italy for 15 days and go to like 10 different cities, that's a lot. And it can be a lot on your own to navigate a lot of transportation and a lot of language and money and all of that. So a group tour can be a great way to see those types of places. And all-inclusive resorts, another sweet spot. We do families, we do couples, we do honeymoons, we do vow renewals, all of those things, which kind of takes me into that next one, the honeymoons, the anniversaries, the vow renewals. So those are very popular in the Caribbean for the all-inclusive resorts. Again, when you're traveling to those places, sometimes it's like the reviews are all over the place. I want to make sure this is safe. I want to make sure this is a good choice for us. How do we make sure we have a transfer set up so that we don't, we don't know what to do at the airport, that kind of thing. Great place for us is to help with the all-inclusive resorts and the bucket list trips. The bucket list trips are a great type of trip that we love to book. It's so fun to partner with a family or a couple that's like, we've always wanted to go to Peru our whole lives. I'm so excited about seeing Machu Picchu, and this is just like a bucket list trip for me and for us to help put all those pieces together. So that's a wonderful trip of those bucket list trips. Europe is another great one. We love Europe from the tours. Guided group tours are a great way to do Europe. River cruises are a great way to see certain parts of Europe where there are rivers. And even external, like Mediterranean cruises, can be a great way to see a lot of the port cities on some of those countries. And then we also do what are called FIT trips, but that's where we just fully customize an itinerary for the client. And those can be done for Europe as well. And of course, private tours. There are some companies we work with that can set up a private tour. So you're not part of a group, but you have that tour guide and you have all those pieces put together for you. I mean, really, a lot of different types of trips that we can book depending on who you are, what your price points are, what your goals are of your trip, and what you're looking to do. Which takes me to like, what destinations can you book with Magical Memory Planners? I mean, we work with a lot of partners. We just did a social media post about all the places our clients had traveled to in 2025. And I mean, it was like a whole bunch of countries, maybe 20 countries that our clients have traveled to in 2025. And we work with a lot of different partners to make that happen. We work with almost 100 suppliers. So Europe Express, Funjet Vacations, Holland America Line, Brendan Vacations. We have other like resources too, like Travel Insured that helps with our travel insurance, the Parking Spot, which offers great parking options in a lot of airports around the country. You might not even think about that, but we can help with that. Disney Cruise Line, beaches, Taup Tours, Sandals, Universal. I mean, there's a lot of suppliers we work with, which is really important because that allows us to match you to the supplier that's going to be exactly what you're looking for. For example, if you want to go to Europe, you might want FIT where we build you a fully customized itinerary that is, put together just for you. You might want to be part of a group, or you might want a private tour set up. And those are all different suppliers. So we need to have a lot of people that we can work with. So that's what we do. Where can you go? What destination? Anywhere in the world. And our various agents have specialties and different knowledge about different destinations. And so picking the right travel advisor from our team will help you be in the right person for the right destination for what you're looking for. So why book with a travel agent? That's a question we get a lot. Some people even say, I didn't even know travel agents existed anymore. We sure do. We're alive and well. And there's a lot of really great reasons to book with a travel agent. Looking back at 2025 and the last 5 years and things we don't want to talk about, but there's a lot that happens in the world, in the country, from the government shutdown in 2025 to health concerns and other situations. It is really helpful to have somebody on your side, a professional who knows the way things work and can help you navigate, whether you need an extra night hotel in a place because of a delay, whether you want to ask questions about your travel insurance and what can you do? How do you do this? I had a client that was not stuck, but he missed his connection in Heathrow on his way back from I think he was in the Czech Republic. And, I was his first phone call. What do I do? And it's like you're just kind of standing there and maybe, if you were just sitting at home, you'd be like, I know exactly what I would do. But when you're in the space and you've run to your gate and you've missed your connection and you're just standing there like, what do I do? And just to have a clear mind with the computer and say, this is your next step. This is who you need to talk to. This is what they should offer you. This is what you're going to do next. Keep these receipts, da 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 da, and walk you through that process. And then with confidence, I'm doing the right thing. I know exactly what to do. So it's just really helpful to have that person. And then also, that's kind of like your peace of mind. The other thing is, it can be a time saver. Do you want to research something in depth? I mean, you might want to do some research, and obviously it's helpful to do some research about the destination, but sometimes it's easier just to call someone and ask a question. And having a single point of contact with your travel advisor that knows your family, knows your needs, and can make a personalized suggestion is super helpful. Because if you just Google, or if you just call the supplier and you call a call center and you say, hey, what's the best restaurant for us to eat on Tuesday night? They're going to be like, I don't know. But if you called your travel advisor and say, what's the best restaurant for to eat on Tuesday night? They already know your family. They know your food allergies. They know the ages of your kids. They know your destination. They know what else you have planned in your trip. And they might have a really great suggestion on where to go for Tuesday because they have all that information already. So that's a huge time saver for you to have a travel advisor on your side helping you with all these things. We also have expert advice. I told you a little bit about my own personal travel and my journey, but there's a journey for each of our advisors in our team that have also walked through, whether they've done all the cruises or they've been to the all inclusive, they've celebrated their anniversaries here and they're planning to go there. They have that expertise knowledge as well. And so that firsthand experience can really be helpful to you when you're looking to go someplace. Because if your travel advisor, for example, and I know this is true of all of our team, has the Orlando airport memorized in their mind, it is very easy for them to give you directions and tell you where to go and help you navigate where you're going to go. Maybe if you've never been to the Orlando airport before, or maybe it's on a Disney resort, or maybe it's at Universal and you're at a hotel and you're like, where do I go for this? We can help you navigate all those things because we've been there. We've walked it, we've lived it, we've eaten it, we know what we're talking about. So firsthand experience is huge. When you call in a call center, you don't know if that person actually knows that destination that well. When you Google something, it might be good information, it might not. AI is known to give false information. It just gives kind of information that it has. It doesn't necessarily know if it's true, and it hasn't experienced it. And there's nothing like someone who's walked in your shoes to give you really good advice, especially if you're traveling with children. Your travel advisor has children, and they know, oh, yeah, that's a big meltdown time. You want to preempt that with this. And why don't you think about that? And this transportation is going to be preferred for these reasons because they really understand from their own experience what's worked and what hasn't. All of this helps reduce your stress. And that's our goal at Magical Memory Planners. We want to create stress-free vacation planning. So we want to take that stress down so that you feel confident about your plans. You know, you have your documents, you know what you need to do. And we really want to help you with that and really just reduce that stress because ultimately vacation is supposed to be de-stressing. It is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be making memories. And it is an investment of your time and money to go on this trip. And we want to take the stress out of that planning process. Sometimes we can save on cost. I won't always say that our price is cheaper. A lot of the times our price really should be the same as what it would be if you did book direct without a travel advisor. But we also will say that we think we can add a lot of value because you might be purchasing things you don't need. You might buy something or be upsold something that's not really what your family needs. And our travel advisors can really make sure that you're only spending money on the things that you need. And that really increases the value. We also do watch for promotions. So sometimes we can save you a little bit. Even though the offer's out there, you may not have found it on your own. So that's where we can become in as a little bit of a cost savings. And sometimes we do have special promotions. And bonus offers. So that's something that we can sometimes do. But that's kind of a long answer to a short question, but that's why you should book with a travel advisor. It's really important to do that. So what is the process of booking a trip with Magical Memory Planners? So we get asked a lot, like, how do I start? What do I do here? So let's start with Start at the very beginning. On our homepage is a button right on the front of the homepage. It says Start Planning. That's how you start. Super easy. When you hit Start Planning, you're going to come to a form where you can fill out a little bit of information about yourself and what you're looking for. You can select an agent. There are choices there. You can also learn more about our agents on our website. There's a spot with all their bios, but if you know of an agent or one has been referred to you, you can pick it. If you don't, you can just leave it blank and we'll pair you with someone that looks like they have the expertise in the area that you're looking for. So you'll start by submitting that form. You'll get back a quick email letting you know that we've received it. Then you got to watch for us because we're going to be reaching out. So the next step is to connect. We're going to connect with you via email as a follow-up and then probably try to set up a phone call if possible to kind of go over your wants and needs and clarify what you need. After that, we'll put together a quote and then we'll give it to you to review and adjust. Everything is customizable. We want to know what works for you. So we'll put together some options. We can adjust it and make it so that it's exactly what you need. Once it's all ready to go, we'll get it everything booked. That's a main part of what we do is the booking itself. So we'll create the booking for you, make the payment to the supplier. You're never going to pay us. We'll collect your information and we'll pay it to the supplier. So you'll see on your credit card statement, Walt Disney World or Disney reservations or something like that. You're not going to get charged from us, but we'll take care of those transactions for you. So you don't have to worry about that. Make sure everything's booked. After it's booked, we're going to walk you right through the planning process up until it's time to enjoy your vacation. So if it might be a process that has a lot of steps, like a Disney vacation has a lot of key important dates. We'll follow up with you on each and every one, make sure that you don't miss anything important, that you have all your pieces together. Other vacations, there might not be much to do. Once it's booked, you can just relax and start your countdown. Either way, we're going to be with you every step of the way and walk you through the process until it's time to enjoy your vacation, make sure everything's good, and check in with you when you get home to make sure you had a good time. Does Magical Memory Planners charge fees? This is another great question. Most of the time, the answer is no. Most of the vacations, we do not charge a fee and we get paid from the supplier for what we sell. And because you're paying the same price, you're getting everything that we offer for free. So that is really, really great. The only exception to that is when we do those FIT trips that I talked about earlier. When we do a fully customized FIT trip to Europe, we do have a small fee structure because we're putting a lot of that extra legwork in to build all those pieces together and customize it to you versus working with a tour that's already set up. So in those cases, the agent may charge a planning fee for a Europe FIT itinerary. But for the cruises, the theme parks, the all-inclusives, and many other vacations, there's no fee involved. And so you're getting all of our services for free, and you're really reinvesting in your community, in your small business, because that money that's in that trip that we get paid is in there no matter what. So either that money stays with the big corporation or it comes to us. And we're a small business. Most of us are moms or dads, and we're working to get our own family through. Right now, I'm working on college and a wedding, but we're all doing the same things, trying to put food on the table and make ends meet. So when you work with a travel advisor, we're not charging you anything. So you are getting all of our help for free when you book your vacation with us. And then we're getting paid from the supplier. So it's really a win-win for everyone. And we just really appreciate the support of many people that has helped our business grow over the years. How do I become a travel agent with magical memory planners? So maybe as you're going through all these things and you're hearing me talk about all these questions, you're thinking, I'm kind of an expert on a lot of vacation destinations. I've been planning my own family vacations for a while. In fact, other people are asking me to help them plan their family vacation. Or when we go on the multi-gen trip, I'm the one that's making the 5 reservations for our cruise and making all the dining arrangements and doing everything. So you feel like, you know what? I have all those skills that you're talking about. Maybe I would like a job as a travel advisor myself. For some people, it's part-time. They do it alongside another full-time or part-time job. For other people, it's their only job, but maybe they do it part-time because they have a family at home still. And for other people, it's their full-time job. It's a great way to travel, to make some money, to help other people. It's just a very rewarding career. It's not easy, definitely not easy. As we talked about, all those crazy things that can happen that your travel advisor is helping you with. You're the one who's stopping what you're doing and making sure you jump in and help that client that might need your help while they're in destination. So it is a little bit of a labor of love and definitely a calling and a passion. But if that's what you have, you might be interested in joining our team. So it's very easy to do to start the application process just on our homepage. Just click join our team. You'll see a little bit more about what we offer to our travel advisors, and the application is there as well. And once you apply, we will, if we feel you're a good fit, we'll reach out to set up an interview. So hey, maybe this is the next step for you in the new year. So as we wrap up, I just want to touch base and say, hey, let's stay in touch. So you found us on our podcast because you're listening to us, whether you're on YouTube or you're just listening to the podcast. You found us that way, but there's a couple of different ways for us to stay in touch. So one way is on our website, magicalmemoryplanners.com. We have a blog. Those are great to follow up, to search our blog for information on various trips, destinations, what's going on. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. We are pretty active there, and our handle is just at Magical Memory Planners. So you can find us there. Obviously, you already found our podcast. So thank you for listening and being here at Travel Talk with Magical Memory Planners. And then we also have a weekly newsletter. So we highlight the podcast, new blog posts, promotions, anything new that's coming out. So we also have a weekly newsletter. So we would love to connect with you on any of those things. If you are looking to join our weekly newsletter and you're not, there are links on our website to join the newsletter, or just click the start planning and fill in your information. And in the comments, just say, I want to join your newsletter, and we'll be sure to get you on our list. So I appreciate all of our clients from 2025. I'm super excited to look forward to 2026. It is a joy to take care of our clients, to see all their memories being made, to be excited about what they have planning in 2026. And we just look forward to being a part. And I hope this was helpful to get to know us a little bit better and answer a few of the frequently asked questions we get asked a lot. All right, Happy New Year, everyone.